Hello and welcome back to your daily insight into everything that's happening at Shetland Wool Week 2022. Coming up over the next 10 minutes, we visit Shetland Textile Museum to see their stunning displays and the magazine that's underway there this week. We share some very important news about Shetland Wool Week 2023, but first we're after Bigton for their loops and lunches.
My name is Andreas and I chair the Bigton Hall and I also am the finance officer for Shetland Food and Drink.
And what's running here in Bigton today, Mary? You're very, very busy.
It is very busy. We did the same thing for the first time the last Wool Week, so that's 3 years ago now. And so we have lunches on here for Wednesday, Thursday and Friday.
There's also lots of marking here in the hall and demonstrations live over dinner time.
Yes, we decided that we would put together a small exhibition of local folk that have knitted all these lovely things. And one of the real buzzes about it was a lady called Jeanette Thompson that came originally from Wales. She has a shawl on show here that was commissioned by the Queen for the Empress of Japan way back.
Is that what this letter's about,
Mary?
Mary?
Here.
Yes.
So she was commissioned by the palace to make that, and she made two. So we have one on show here.
What an extraordinary artefact.
It is amazing, amazing.
I mean, this is the thing about Wool Week. It spreads right across the Isles, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And we had folk here yesterday from Scarish, which couldn't believe that they'd come all that distance.
What does this event mean to communities like this in Shetland?
Well, it's been wonderful. I suppose we pull in all kinds of folk in the village that maybe not on the board committee, but they happen to be home during the day because, of course, during the day a lot of people are working and they can't be here. But I have family and friends and all kinds of folk that have rallied together to do this. So we're really grateful for all the help that we need because without them it wouldn't have happened.
And the food is always top notch here, Mary.
Well, we've all been baking, so just trying to get as many different things as we can, and it's quite nice having it for the 3 days because you can have a kind of continuity.
And you've got the right penny on for the job.
I have the
Mary.
right penny.
Taste
I
the
have my
Shetland penny.
Shetland penny, and
We all the dialect words for meat on it.
That's absolutely right. So there'll be some for sale if folk want them, and they can always find it on the Shetland Food and Drink website. So
well, I'll let you get back to the kitchen, Mary. You're a very busy lady.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Well, I'm Jeanette Butch and I'm a tutor for Shetland Wool Week and a knitting designer, mostly on fair isle knitting.
And you're wearing your macking belt in new, Jeanette.
Yes.
Does that mean you're fresh for your class?
Yes, just finished, yeah. It's been really good. We've been doing yoke bags this morning.
And this is the home territory we're in new, Jeanette.
Indeed, I just bide a mile down the road, yeah.
In Bigton, yeah.
In Bigton.
Yeah. What does it mean to thee to be involved in this Wool Week community?
Well, it all came about by accident and it started with me coming on a class back in 2015 and I came to see maybe I was better at colours than I thought I was, and so in a short version I came into it by accident really, and me and Mum designed the yoke bag class.
I think it's important to communicate to viewers, Jeanette, that this entire festival event is a product of the whole of Shetland and all its individual communities.
Yeah, we were keen to include Bigton in that because St Ninian's Isle is on our doorstep and a lot of folk come to see the views and enjoy a walk there, but there's no any cafe or anything, so by having the groups and lunches and then putting on an exhibition, it involves our community, Wool Week, and the people enjoy that as well. And we get locals popping in just for their lunches, and it makes it very authentic. You know, it's just what people have knitted over the years. That they've maybe had family members that have knitted some of the things that's on display, and it's been just squirreled away in a cupboard, and it gets to see the light of day. So it's really lovely that that's happening.
And it's amazing to have the real grassroots, talented, capable knitters right in the hall here, making as folk eats.
Yeah.
Just how special is that?
It's really special, and it also helps to give them confidence sometimes that their knitting is really valued because they've been knitting at home with generations of knitters over the years. Everybody was doing the same sort of things, so they didn't feel that they were any better than the next person. But I think that we get a better appreciation by having visitors coming and seeing what they're doing.
Well, I'm Catherine Jacobson.
And I would say a nurse wife.
There's a nurse wife, maker in Bigton today.
Yep.
So, what's your story then, Catherine? Full lang are you been making?
I started before I got to the school, and I didn't like making until I was in my teens. And I think it was because by that time my arms had grown to be long enough to be able to work the belt.
And has it been a hobby for you or an income generator?
It did generate income for a time when I was living in New Zealand. And so that was a kind of an interesting one.
And why did you learn for?
I don't know. I would have learned some from Mum. She was a very good knitter. She would get all that set up during the morning, and then she would band most of it at the end of the kitchen. And she would sit and read and knit at the same time. And that was a money earning thing. That was part of the income. I just knit because I liked doing it.
And what do you mark as Shetland Wool Week? That's a comparatively recent thing for you.
I think it's an excellent idea. And it's certainly, there seems to be a far bigger interest in it now. And it's good to encourage that. It's just such a shame that it's no longer taught in schools. God bless the pity makers. They're filling the space.
Keeping the flame low on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're demonstrating here in Bigton, you demonstrate at the Boyd, the Textile Museum in Lerwick. What's the most interesting or unusual questions that you get asked?
I said to Nancy here, this year the best question that I've been asked was when they saw the knitting belt, because they didn't see it because it's under your arm. And they said, oh, do you put the yarn through the holes?
There's an idea. What do you enjoy about being a knitting demonstrator?
It's the variety of folk that you meet, and you see also some excellent pieces of work, and you learn as well.
Thanks so much, Catherine. It's been a pleasure to speak with you.
Well, it's been nice to meet you in your cardigan.
Likewise.
I'm Linda Coots Blackwood, and I demo here at the Textile Museum. Marion gave me a shout at the beginning of the summer and said, "Can you come and do demo?" And I thought, well, yeah, I could. Ah dear, I'll have to put something on the pins.
Visitors can come here not just in Wool Week.
No, the Textile Museum opens about April, May, and it's open until the end of Wool Week. So any time during the summer, folk are welcome to come.
So
join us.
Demonstrations then, for a lot of folk, that is the draw to Shetland, is to see makers that's working year round in textiles doing their thing and picking up techniques and tools and things like that.
And having a go at the marking belt.
Exactly. Is that the most common thing you're asked for?
Yeah. And then I usually have a spare belt and spare knitting that folk can have a go at it. Because they look at what you're knitting and thinking, I'm not wanting to touch you.
Yeah. What difference do you think it makes being able to connect with kind of source inspiration like that?
I think it makes what they've seen on the telly and what they've read about in books and seen patterns come real. And there's nothing like experience, hands-on experience, to make things real. And there's a lot of folk that after they had a try at the marking belt, they go downstairs and buy one.
They'll never look back.
Never look back. And they're amazed at how relaxed the shoulders and hands become. And if you kind of give them the information that, look, if you have arthritis in your wrists or joints or any problems like that, the marking belt makes it easier. You can still keep knitting. Even folk that have had a stroke can use a marking belt and keep going. Because you don't need both hands, you just need one hand to really be able to do it. And it's been busy today. There's been folk trickling through the whole time. So it's been fun.
Yeah. And what difference does Wool Week make to the textile industry here in Shetland?
Considering the amount of people we get from all over the globe and the interest that's expressed in all the styles of knitting, like the lace knitting and the ferrule knitting, I think folk go away inspired and ready to try something new. I think that's the biggest thing. Try something new and then be fair.
Good advice, then be fair.
Absolutely, then be fair. Just go for it.
My name is Gunnar Hansen and I've come from Norway.
Wow. What brought you to Wool Week, Gunnar?
Well, I've heard of Wool Week for many years, but I've never been able to go. And so I decided a couple of years ago, during COVID, that I would give my mum, who is a very fine knitter, a trip to Shetland Wool Week as a birthday present. And we've been looking to learn more about the Shetland knitting traditions and the way of life, and I think the programme has been really great and we've learned a lot.
Excellent. What is it you're working on just now?
This is a Turkish spindle, so I'm just hand spinning some wool. This is a hand-dyed wool by a Norwegian woman.
And do you plan to knit this up, Gunnar?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm planning to make it a 2-ply. And then use it for knitting.
Excellent.
I plan to look at it for a while because I love the colours, so I'm going to look at it for a while before I make anything with it.
Enjoy that beautiful thing you've created. Quite right.
Thank you.
You've come to the Textile Museum today.
Yes.
You're lucky to be in the company of Fair Isle knitting demonstrators.
Yes.
What do you get out of seeing face to face and chatting with someone who's demonstrating Shetland textile techniques?
I think it's very important. It gives me a better insight into the way it works. We went to the talk last night about the knitting belt, but today I've actually tried it and I can see why it would appeal to people to use it.
And what have you been most surprised or delighted with on your visit here?
Oh, all the lovely Fair Island lace items that are on display, and everything I've learnt about the traditions and the culture. And of course buying lots of Shetland wool.
Everybody's suitcase is stuffed, isn't it?
Oh yes, absolutely.
As we'd say here. Yeah.
Stoppin' full, as we say in Norwegian.
Stoppin' full?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Will you be back, Gunnar?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
Yes,
Would
definitely.
like to get Wool Week another year or some other kind of trip?
Oh, definitely Wool Week, and possibly another trip as well. We'll see.
Brilliant. That's
Yes.
what we like to hear. Thank you so much, Gunnar.
Thank you.
Jackie Bunny trainee wool weeker, I think would be the best way to describe me. But we do have very important news today, Claire.
Oh, do tell.
Do tell, we are announcing finally, I feel like we need a drum roll, the dates for next year. So thank you. The Shetland Wool Week 2023 will be happening from Saturday the 23rd of September to Sunday the 1st of October, and we are looking forward to welcoming you all back here.
Thanks for your company again during our daily Shetland Wool Week 2022 broadcast. We've 23 things to mind you about. It's Fair Isle Friday today, so be sure to photograph your finest and spread the word on social media using the hashtag SWW Fair Isle Friday. And if you're in Shetland, come along to the Makers Market in the Anderson High School, the Morn, and the Craft Fair in Mariel. On Sunday, the Taste of Shetland Market is in Mariel, and you can ging there for the very finest local meat to eat here or Takawa. Thanks for all your feedback on this week's broadcasts. We've loved reading each and every one of your comments. Please keep them coming even after this week is by we. We pay heed to everything you say. The morning's episode is a less special with Shetland Museum textile curator Carol Christiansen. Then on Sunday we have a round-up of the week at Tawa with Shetland Wool Week patron Linda Shearer. Please join us, we'll be looking for you.